Hello folks, Jared here. I just wanted to come talk to you once again about Husker football. We're going to discuss the 2018 season. We're also going to do a little recap of the Mike Riley era, although that's going to be brief because nobody wants to talk about it. But the Mike Riley era basically at Nebraska came down to a lot of people were fooled. Heck, even I was. You know, when you look at the fact that the first year, yeah, it was ugly, but there was a lot of close games. Second year, you go 9-4. Tommy Armstrong gets injured at the end of the year. We lose the games late. Didn't really have a chance in a lot of those games. And I honestly thought, going into last year that things were looking up. New defensive coordinator. We had the chance to finally have Mike Riley with a lot of his own players, I should say. The fact that Tanner Lee was going to be this quarterback that fit his system. I thought things were looking up. I thought they had a chance to do well, but he showed that he didn't know, what Nebraska needed to turn the corner about mid-season. I personally watched almost every single one of Central Florida's games last year. Central Florida would have knocked the crap out of Nebraska. And once I seen that he was able to do that in a 2-year stretch, I personally thought, hey, we can't do any better for hire at Nebraska than Scott Frost. The native son coming home, it's a beautiful thing. So now, going into 2018 season, everybody's got the hype, everybody's excited. But a lot of people going, oh man, we got the toughest schedule in the country. We'll be lucky to go, 5-7, 6-6, and I just ain't buying it because with what I've seen in the spring game from new guys like Will Honus, Bell, the running back, we get Trey Bryant back. You look at the fact that last year with Mike Riley and his, golly gee type of mentality that started coming out mid-season, you had to sit there and say, we could have won a lot more games with a good coach. Halftime adjustments. We come in that Northwestern game, it goes to overtime, we lose that. We had Northern Illinois in a close game, we lost that. Oregon in a close game, we lost that. Well, if Trey Bryant's healthy the whole year, if we have a coach that knows what he's doing as far as making adjustments and keeping our players in the right attitude, then do we go 4-8? Heck no. We probably go something like 7-5. So, and that's with all the crap we had going on, we could have been a 7-5 team. So I think you go into the 2018 season thinking, hey, we're probably going to win the first 3 at home. I know Colorado's a tough opponent. We got Akron, Troy, and Colorado first 3 games. Then you go up to Ann Arbor. So honestly, I don't see us winning any less than 8 games. I'm predicting a 9 or 10 win season. That doesn't mean that, we couldn't have some hiccups along the way, but I also think we're going to beat some teams that people don't expect us to. I think we could beat Michigan on the road. I think we could possibly beat Wisconsin on the road. It's not going to be easy, and I'm not predicting those things by any means. I'm just saying that we're going to beat some teams along the way that people aren't expecting us to right at this point. So, I'm very excited about the season. Let's cover a few players that we need to look at. As far as new players, Greg Bell, I think, is going to be a dynamic running back. Maurice Washington, they say he looks outstanding, even though he got to fall camp late. He looks like a true phenom. Jack Stoll, oh my gosh, I saw him in the spring game. I was down there, guys. Do not underestimate what this guy is going to do in this offense. Frost loves to use the tight ends down the seam. Jebbia or Martinez, whoever ends up starting, is going to love that big-bodied guy out there. And then Will Honus on defense. Oh my gosh. He was making every tackle. He was all over the place. He was making every tackle. They said he's a quiet, demeanored guy. But, I look forward to seeing what he can do at linebacker. A linebacker course should be outstanding. We get Gifford back. And defensive line, I'm not really worried about. You got the Davis twins there. Secondary is what everybody's worried about. We certainly have looks like the offense that you need to move the ball and put up points. And you know Frost with his fast-paced offense is going to get the ball moving somehow. Everybody's worried about the secondary. I honestly don't think it's as bad as people think. I think that it was a lot of, the program before caused a lot of players to underachieve. Players like Lamar Jackson, who came as such a highly touted recruit. Everybody's like, oh, he's not worth a damn, he can't tackle, he's not making plays out there. A lot of that has to do with their mentality, with their coaching, with how they're, taught to play, and then you get a little bit of negativity, creeps in their mind, and anything can happen. That can really change a player. So I look forward to seeing what all these players can do. Like I said, going into this year, a lot of people predicting because of our tough schedule that it's not going to be very good. But you look just a few years back, Wisconsin had the toughest schedule in the country. They opened up, their season early with some very tough games, LSU, and it was the #1 ranked schedule. People are like, oh man, Wisconsin would be lucky if they win 5 games. We got a new quarterback. Who knows what's going to happen? Well, they ended up, having a very good year. I think they won 10 games and was ranked very high. So it's never as bad as they think it's going to be. It's never as easy as they think it's going to be either. It's always somewhere in the middle, and that's why I look forward to a good year from Nebraska. I'm very pumped. Go Big Red. Let's get her done.